For about 20 years, building a website meant making a choice that would haunt you for years. How will I build my site? Path 1. Rent a server, start writing code from scratch and use frameworks. Maximum flexibility, but you need to be a developer or hire one. Nah, too difficult and expensive. Okay, path 2. Use a content management system like WordPress. It's powerful with thousands of plugins and themes for you to add to your site, but managing an ever-increasing library of add-ons can get technical fast. And there's so many web hosts to choose from, which one's the best? Fine. Path 3. Use a drag-and-drop website builder like Wix or Squarespace. You pick a template, move things around, and publish. Well, it's great for simple sites, but extremely limiting in functionality and future growth. What made this problem significantly worse is that when your website needs or your personal skills grow, switching paths means starting over, canceling your subscription, buying a completely new service, and rebuilding from scratch. Well, in 2026, Hostinger kinda solved this problem. Just like the iPhone merged 3 devices into one back in 2007, yet using the internet, listening to music, and making phone calls required 3 separate devices back in the day. Now you all do it on your phone. Hostinger took this approach and merged all 3 web hosting paths into one subscription. For roughly $3 a month, Hostinger claims you can use an AI bot to write and publish code, and all from within their panel, use a drag and drop website builder tool, or use WordPress to create your site without switching platforms. All 3 methods coexist on one plan for $3 a month. And the performance is great, and you get a ton of email marketing features, and you get 24/7 support. But wait. Doesn't $3 a month sound a bit too good to be true for this deal? Yes, it does. And yes, it is. But before I reveal how they're tricking you, let's take a look at the offering with our rose-tinted glasses on. Obviously, being the cheapskate that I am, I purchased the premium plan, the cheapest option there is, for around $100 in total for a 4-year subscription. And upon activating it, I immediately got my 3 options to build my website, the 3 paths, as they would say. Let's start with the most interesting one, Hostinger Horizons, which is straight out of sci-fi in my opinion. All I need to do is chat with it to build a site. For example here, build me a professional invoice generator web application, Mr. Robot, and I'll give it some details on what I want in terms of color, layout, etc. Then it will start generating and writing the code automatically. After just a couple of seconds, I can immediately preview what it has created. And wow, it's an invoice generator tool. I can edit the various parts manually if I need to, if it made any mistakes, and I can see them change in real time. But if I try the download button, it says the functionality isn't there yet. So I'll ask for it to add the functionality to download my invoices, and it just does it. Now I can download the invoices, and once I think this application is ready for use, I just click publish and boom, a website technically coded from scratch, just not by me, because as you can see, Hostinger wrote all of the code and created all of these files for me automatically. Then it put it on my server and connected my website name to it. It's available online immediately. All I had to do was chat and hit publish. If you want to edit the code manually, of course you can. If you want to edit the text via drag and drop, you can. If you want to export the code and host it somewhere else, there's nothing stopping you. Now, historically speaking, a big problem of AI coders and builders, for me at least, is that they keep changing stuff around when you only need one small section adjusted. But with Hostinger Horizons, you can click on a specific section where you want to perform changes and ask it to do so without touching anything else. For example, here, I'll ask for it to make this light mode, dark mode button functional and don't touch anything else. And after that's done, I'll highlight this sidebar saying I want to have some sort of a history of generated invoices here, again without touching anything else. Hostinger Horizons will literally build you the application based on your specification. It's like ChatGPT on crack. Okay. While we still have our rose-tinted glasses on and we don't see any negatives in this, let's do a preview of another product you get with the subscription, the Hostinger Website Builder tool, another path for you to use. As I don't want to take up too much of your time and get into the negatives as fast as possible as well, let's do an epic montage.
This is a super sick montage. Website building is super freaking easy. All I need to do is click a button and click generate on stuff, and the AI does it for me. Like this super sick image or logo here.
This is a montage, by the way, a super sick montage.
Since I hate writing text, the AI also writes text for me, and I can change every aspect of the website using my mouse. It's like really super easy. Unlike finding this montage, which took me forever, but I guess it's worth it because it's a
Super montage.
Sick! I built an e-commerce store in like 10 minutes, all with custom pictures, very custom pictures, and the descriptions. And for the final and third path, WordPress, well, it's standard WordPress hosting. I don't have much to say about this. But more importantly, my two previous websites are still online and I can edit them anytime I want. So if you're sold on this, click the link in the description to get a 10% discount on all hosting your services and grab your cheap $3 a month plan. Create an e-commerce store, a business website, and a business tool for yourself, all within one plan. Simple, right? Okay, let's take the rose-tinted glasses off and look at this realistically. With every web hosting product, the gotcha moment exists in three categories: performance dips, additional fees, and paid add-ons you wouldn't think are paid. Sadly, Hostinger has all three. Let's start with the performance dips. The low price has to come from somewhere. It can't be the fastest, the most feature-rich, the best support, and the cheapest service in existence. They have to cut corners somewhere. And the corners they chose to cut are on allocated resources per user. With the premium plan for $3, you're getting 1 GB of RAM and 1 CPU core. For a similar price, other providers like HemiCloud, InterServer, or WebHostMost simply offer more. A lot more in some cases. What does this resource limit mean for you? Well, while you can have 3 websites on one cheap plan, they all share the resources, and there aren't that many to go around. It's very possible that when one of your websites picks up at least some traffic, you'll simply run out of resources. And conveniently, or inconveniently, Hostinger doesn't allow you to add more resources without upgrading your entire plan. So you'll be forced into a higher paying bracket if you want to keep your sites functional. But the good news is that the resources you do get are quite good. Hostinger uses AMD EPYC 9354P processors, which came out in 2023, quite recent. And in terms of power, they're the 80th fastest CPU out of 1184 that CPU Benchmark has tested. A very good result for a $3 a month plan. They're also using NVMe storage, which is 6 times faster than the traditional SSD storage and around 100 times faster than the completely outdated HDD storage that hopefully no web hosting provider still uses in 2026. In regular human language, fast disk makes fast website. Slow disk makes website load like this. To illustrate the performance, I've ran a website speed test on all 3 websites. My clothing e-commerce store loaded in 1.3 seconds, my WordPress website loaded in 0.6 seconds, and my invoice generator tool loaded in 0.6 seconds as well. The main part here is that Hostinger servers responded in less than 100 milliseconds on all 3 tests. So when I press enter to enter my website, within 100 milliseconds, Hostinger starts serving the content from my server to the user, and it takes another half a second for it to load all the assets. For example, providers like Bluehost, which notoriously use outdated hardware, have server response times of 3.9 seconds. So it takes 4,000 milliseconds before the site even starts loading. And then it's another second to load all the assets in. What I'm trying to say is having a TTFB below 100 milliseconds is practically a perfect result. You can't get much better than that. Besides, Google officially recommends your site loads faster than 2 seconds, so all 3 websites smashed this landmark with flying colors.
But Emit, you say that resources are bad because low, but then resources are good because fast?
Well, this is testing with a single visitor, me, on the site. In any real-life scenario, your website probably has more than 1 user on it at any given time. Sadly, I can't do my regular bot stress test because Hostinger has bot detection for your site called a remotely triggered black hole, where they automatically detect bot traffic and reroute it to a black hole to nowhere so it doesn't reach your website. Which is a good thing for your website, but a bad thing for me, since I don't have thousands of friends I can call right now and ask them to stress this site, and I can't use bots to do it as well. But from my personal experience, the 1 GB of RAM and 1 CPU core are enough for around 50 to 150 simultaneous users across all 3 sites. To get my point across, imagine your web server like a restaurant with 50 tables and expert chefs and expert waiters that are really fast. It can serve 1,000 customers per day because people keep coming and going and the employees work really good and they're really fast. But if 60 people all walk in at once, 10 of them will be left out because there's simply not enough tables for them to sit at. Or in website terms, the 10 users would see a 503 error. It doesn't matter that the resources are fast, there's just not enough of them. Having more resources means having more tables, so more users can be on your website or restaurant at the same time. Got it? Just as a comparison, here's what you get with the different Hostinger plans. As you can see, the difference in resources between their cheapest premium plan and the most expensive cloud enterprise plan is absolutely massive. 1 GB and 1 CPU core for the premium plan versus 8 CPU cores and 15 GB of RAM for the cloud enterprise. But so is the price difference, it's quite massive. In my personal opinion, I would skip the premium plan altogether. And if I were to buy a plan, I'd buy the business option as the cheapest one because you're essentially getting double the resources for just a slightly higher price increase. Much better value overall. And obviously the takeaway is that the cheapest option is fast, but it'll only stay fast if you don't have all that many users on your site at once, meaning it's okay to start with, develop your sites, work out all of the bugs and features, but once you actually start getting customers, prepare for a price increase if you're on the cheapest plan. And talking of cheap, it costs way more than you might think, because with Hostinger, everything has a renewal price and all the add-ons cost extra, even the ones you might not expect, like email. Most web hosting companies provide you with a free business email when you buy a plan. And a business email, it's just an address and a box that uses your website name instead of Gmail, Yahoo, or Outlook. It's more professional and it kinda became the standard for business communication. Well, Hostinger only gives you a free email for 2 addresses for 1 year. After the 1 year is up, you'll have to pay around 50 cents per email box. Even though they make it seem like the trial is absolute garbage, you can easily delete the Hostinger signature. It's not that big of a deal, it works just fine. And there are no issues with delivering the emails, at least that I've noticed. But after 1 year, you'll be pretty much forced to spend the extra 50 cents per email box, bloating your price depending on how many email boxes your business needs, or buy from an external provider like Google. For 1 or 2 boxes, it's not that bad. For 30 or 50, I feel like Hostinger email is just not worth it anymore at that point. And since web hosting is a subscription service, once your initial subscription expires and it's time to renew, Hostinger bumps up the base prices for everything dramatically. As I'll use the premium plan as an example. If you buy using the link in the description, which applies a 10% discount by using the code Emit.Reviews, you pay around $2.50 a month, so your first 4-year subscription is $107 or $27 a year. Very, very, very cheap for what you're getting. But once it's time to renew, the price goes up to $10.99. So your next 4 years cost $527. Now that's way more steep, since now it's $132 a year. So if we average this out over the 8 years that you're purchasing, you're paying $80 a year or $6.60 a month. And that email you got for 50 cents a month, it's not gonna stay that cheap. Yeah, it renews at $1.59 a month as well. As I mentioned, everything with Hostinger is cheap at first, then it goes up in price once they lock you in. So if we add 2 email boxes with the 8-year average, now you're paying $10 a month.
But wait! There's more!
Remember that cool Hostinger Horizons feature that basically builds your websites for you? Very cool. It's also paywalled. Once you buy a plan, you do get 5 free credits to build a project. I've used all 5 to build that showcase website I gave you at the beginning of the video, and then I ran into this. Want to build more? Pay more! With each Hostinger Horizon interaction costing you 1 credit. You can buy credits as a monthly thing if you plan to build a little bit each month for around $10 a month extra, or you can straight up buy some credits and use them until you spend them, which are around 20 to 30 cents per credit. So if we add this subscription to our overall cost, it's now $20 a month. But realistically, you don't need the Hostinger Horizon subscription. You maybe buy it once or twice, build your project, and it exists and it works. There's no need to have credits for it to stay online. You only need credits to make changes or build another project. However, want even more features? Well, Hostinger is ready to take another $2 or $6 on renewal from you. Oh my god, another paid add-on? Yes, Hostinger Reach. This tool will allow you to create professional email marketing campaigns for your website or business straight from the Hostinger dashboard. That means, 1, you can start collecting email addresses from your website into a database. 2, you can create automation. For example, when users leave something in their shopping cart, send them an automated email after 6 hours, reminding them, hey, you left this stuff in my shopping cart, go buy it. Or when a user signs up, send them 1 letter each day as an onboarding process, letting them know more about your business. 3, if you don't know how CSS and HTML works, you can use their AI to generate email templates, so you can actually use styled and visually pleasing email templates instead of plain text. And 4, you can simply send emails to all of your subscribers at once, all from the Hostinger dashboard, and monitor who opens the email, who clicks where, what are the statistics. It's a pretty nice email marketing tool. It's not that expensive, but it does bloat your overall subscription price to $26 a month if you choose to use it. But honestly, I know I've been giving flack to Hostinger for these paid options, but all of these are optional to make your business better. It's not mandatory for your project or website, and the base package for the $3 a month includes web hosting, plus WordPress, plus the website builder tool, and a ton of free stuff, like a built-in CDN. So your website is stored in multiple servers across the world instead of a central location, making it faster for visitors all around the world, not just those around the server. Or a 24-hour free boost in resources. So if you know you're launching a new product or marketing campaign, you can double your site capacity for 24 hours for free. You can also optimize your WordPress website for speed completely free of charge. For example, here with a few clicks, I've increased my mobile speed by 20% and desktop speed by 2% just by automatically adjusting the database and cache settings. All completely free. As a base package, this is already worth the price in my opinion. As for the add-ons, it depends on what kind of user you are and what level of experience you might have. even making your business shine in areas you never thought possible, like email marketing in some cases. Of course, providers like Contabo offer 4 virtual cores and 8 GB of RAM for just $5 a month, compared to Hostinger's 1 GB and 1 core for $10. So on paper, Contabo seems like a much better deal than Hostinger. But of course, Contabo comes with the downside of looking like this. No interface, no add-ons, no nothing, just a server, which is fine for me or more tech-savvy users, but might not be fine for you. And the extra money you pay with Hostinger for the website creation tools and the AI coding, image generation, text generation, email marketing, various automation tools, etc., is way more cost-effective than using a provider that gives you more resources but no tools for you to use those resources if you don't have a pre-existing set of skills. So, summing all of this up, is Hostinger worth the money you're paying? In my opinion, there's no other web hosting option like Hostinger. It has these many different services under one subscription and puts in so much effort to give beginners a chance to create competitive businesses online without hiring a full team of employees. If you're just starting out, it's an excellent investment into your business. While it's not a perfect product, because of course it's not. Different users need different products and there's no one best solution for all. And honestly, Hostinger support is lackluster, mostly AI answers. The cheaper plan limits are low, way too low. And just as a standalone hosting service, do not get this. Only get this if you plan to use the website builder, the AI coding tools, the AI generation tools, the email marketing tools, because that's where the value is. But it's not just a standalone web hosting service. It's a full suite of tools designed to help you succeed online. And for that reason, I'm in. But again, only get the business plan as the cheapest option because premium is straight up bad value for money, not even allowing you to activate object cache, do website staging, or take advantage of the CDN. Anyways, this was my look at Hostinger in 2026. If you do decide to pull the trigger and get this for your business, I have a video right here where I showcase how to set up your plan properly so it doesn't come to bite you in the ass later down the line. It's very important if you're just starting out. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and I'll see you around.